Today I want to talk about basically soul maintenance. For lack of a better word, we're going to go with that. Now, sometimes people, as you know, sometimes we go through our spiritual soul searching journeys, and occasionally we can drift off these paths. Sometimes we get content where we are, and we just feel as though we've reached a sense of peace, a sense of fulfillment. Now, these can be temptations as well. You got to understand that occasionally we may feel like we're on the right path, and we more than likely are, but sometimes we get complacent thinking we're there. And occasionally we stop doing what got us there. Okay? Oh, by the way, this is Tom, and I want to ask you a question. Are you experienced? And this is the Infj experience. Now, as you know, people, we are typically searcher type people. INFJs especially are soul searchers. And through the course of our life, we're improving. We're trying to find ourselves, our authentic selves, our true selves. As Carl Jung said, authenticating ourselves through the course of our lifetime. Now, occasionally we go through our bunker zones. Occasionally we go through our bouts. But we always come out better on the other side, though. Ultimately, there is improvement in our life. So during these courses of our life, we feel as though we're somehow getting better in some ways. At least some of us do. The searching types do. And a lot of times, INFJs, that's who we are. Now, occasionally, we may go through bouts. Maybe we feel as though we've had our awakening. We might have had our spiritual rebirth, in a sense. We may feel as though we've had our moments of enlightenment in our life as well. Now, occasionally, sometimes when we feel like that, we feel we've found something, a state of grace. Now, we may bask in it for a little while, feel like we're warmed up about it. When there might be something that we will feel excited about, enriched about. Now, these can be temptations because sometimes we might take our eye off the ball, in a sense. Get a little bit complacent, thinking that we found it and now we don't have to strive anymore. This is when we fall back. There are moments we can backslide because of these. And these moments can make us complacent. Now, there are times when we may stop praying, stop meditating, stop doing the things that fulfill us, that have gotten us to these points. And it's very tempting because we feel as though we're content. And occasionally things might start creeping back into our soul again. Now, I'm going to tell you a little story as to why I'm saying this, people. This is something that happened to me just this past week. And as I was working, doing my job, and my mind started doing something to me. It just started going back into pulling me. I felt like my mind was pulling me back, like as if my thoughts were trying to engulf me again. And there was some toxic thoughts starting to enter my mind again. They were like hateful thoughts. Thoughts of me just judging my family for things that happened years ago. And things that happened with people, like conversations I wished I said things better, and started being basically saying hateful thoughts in my mind. Now, what happened is I was not comfortable with these things. I started catching myself and not thinking, I don't want to do this. I don't want my mind to go here. I wasn't comfortable with this level anymore. Now, that happened several times through the week, but I kept catching myself, telling myself I don't want to do this. So I wasn't comfortable with the thoughts. There might have been a stage in my life where I would have let these go and I would have just kind of basked in them or let them circulate around there a little bit, but I reached the point where I didn't want them. But then it got me questioning, am I backsliding? Am I reverting back? I mean, have I not been meditating? So it made me think a little bit. So I had to conclude that, on occasions, that's what we do. We backslide. And it starts in the mind first. It starts in these thought patterns where we get toxic thoughts. Maybe these shadow thoughts come back. And they'll just creep back in there subtly. Now, depending on the level of your spirit, depending on the level of how heightened you are, and of course, your proclivity and your yearning for truth, these things should start to bother you. Like it bothered me. I was actually bothered by these thoughts. I didn't like them. So a lot of times I think when we are on our journey, our spiritual journey, things like this may creep back into our life, but we become more spiritually sensitive, let's call it, where your soul just get less tolerant of these reoccurrences. So when you feel yourself slipping back, it's almost like you've been heightened to a point. You seem to notice these, and then I think, like I said, you tend to not enjoy what's going on in your mind. Let's just say. So these are things to look for. In fact, these are tests for you to understand that when your mind starts becoming overly sensitive to these thoughts and you're not comfortable with these going on, these are certain levels for you to understand that you are reaching certain plateaus. You are reaching certain levels of heightenment. But bottom line is, it's also indications to you that we need to be maintained. We do need self-maintenance. Sometimes those complacent thoughts in ourselves can just be overwhelming, and we'll start backsliding. So we can't take the eye off the ball, I guess you could say. So these are some of the things I just wanted to say. Just similar to when you clean your house. Every week or two, you're supposed to clean your house, or every month, or whatever your frequency might be. When you get dishes in the sink, you clean your dishes. Your car gets a little dirty, you clean your car. Well, some of us do, all right? And everybody has a different tolerance level for how often they maintain things like that, how often they do their laundry. That's the same thing with our body. That's the same thing with our mind and our spirit, is that we have to, once you reach something and you clean it, it doesn't stay like that. And you have to maintain yourself and keep things clean. So just a little bit so I guess you could call that a little bit of spiritual spring cleaning. Let's call it that, all right? Okay. Well, just a little pep talk, people. Just a little pep talk out there from Tom Omega. Just talking to you a little bit. And just trying to keep us all on the path, people. That's all we try to do. That's what we do. That's what this channel is. I mean, it's just a way of keeping us, inspired, keeping us motivated to know that we're on the right path, and we need to stay there, okay? And just got to make sure you maintain your spirit as well, okay? Well, people, I'm going to wrap it up at that. Well, thank you so much for attending today. And if you would, please subscribe to the channel. Give me the thumbs up and hit that bell, that notification bell, so you'll be alerted when I put out new material out there, new content, okay? And so just, if you would, support the channel, all right? And until the next time, people, thank you again, and have yourself a wonderful rest of your day.